future of the AV integration business. So I got my first job doing this back in 2003. I finished up going to a recording engineering school, and I got back and some guy offered me a job in a residential AV company, and I said, all right, well, I'll give it a try, see how it goes. So we ended up coming on board, wiring up houses, doing home theaters, all that fun stuff. But from then till now, the industry has changed just drastically, and it continues to change. A lot of the wiring, the cabling, the projectors, even the connections that were used back then are kind of obsolete with what's going on now, and especially as stuff progresses, it's going to continue to go that direction. So this was on one of my old slides, just for some of the new guys. It's always good to be learning things, pertaining to our business. So these are three magazines you can get free subscriptions to that kind of describe our business and what we do as integrators. So I've got subscriptions, all three of them. And typically there's some good helpful things throughout them. So what I want to do is start out by kind of looking at an overview of the state of the AV industry and kind of what our jobs pertain to and where they're going. And this first video clip is actually from 2 years ago. It's pertinent, but it's even changing more rapidly from what it was 2 years ago. So.
What is it like being an AV integration company in 2015? It's a lot different from 2005, 2008, 2010. I kind of cite those because to me those were times that I think the industry was going through changes, and I think a lot of those changes were building up to this time. We have started to re-outfit places that we were pulling RGB in 2005 and 2008. We're starting to look at the stuff we did in 2010, integrating HDMI, and everything's going to Cat5. Like everything's going to IP video or some kind of video over Cat5, and not a balance, like not just balancing the video, but changing the format, changing the protocol to packets.
Being an AV integration company in 2015 is much different than it was even 10 years ago. We're finding that equipment can be commoditized now. Anybody can get their hands on a really decent projector now, at a very reasonable cost, right? Flat panel displays. Everyone is educating themselves as far as the end users go. So what we're finding is you need to set yourself apart from a service level. And providing superior service is what sets you apart as that integrator, and not just providing the equipment.
In 2015, we're focused on lots of different disciplines that previously we had not been focused on, much more IT-centric disciplines that involve not only the network topology, but security. All of those concerns are now front and center with AV. In the past with AV, we were focused on design build on a project-by-project basis. What we've seen recently is a lot more focus on the recurring revenue, so through service contracts, other high-touch opportunities with the customer, including moderating meetings, being available on the actual site at a moment's notice, ready to support the client. Other opportunities that include furniture, the lighting, the sound, all sorts of design support roles and collaboration. So what we're looking for now are revenue streams that are longer term, that are outside of the core business of just providing the design build audiovisual services.
A lot of today's clients are looking for the newest, latest, and greatest technology. What we're finding is, in the consumer end of the marketplace, everyone's being exposed to, the new buzzwords, the 4K, the bring your own device technologies, faster. And their experience with just even what they watch on television, right, is the illusion of what technology is out there, right? And they want to bring that into their workplace. So that demand to seamlessly integrate just about anything or bring those newer technologies into the workplace is becoming just the norm.
This is what the AV integrator is doing. This isn't the IT guys anymore. And the IT guys are not those guys. They're the guys we have to work with, the guys we know we like to work with. We speak their language now, and we have to. This is the way of the world. This is the way it's going.
While we recognize electronics are a key part of this industry and a key part of our solutions every day, it's not our first step. It's our last step. First, find out what is the customer trying to do. Second, make sure that all of the facility, from the lighting to the table to the flooring to the furniture itself, all of it is working harmoniously to achieve the objective of the room, and then put in your technology to support the mission.
AV now is a necessity, where even 10 years ago it was just kind of a cool thing to have, right? To do your meeting, have your meeting with and do your presentations. Where now, the presentation or the meeting is not going to happen if the AV system is not functional.
I feel like it's a really exciting time because all the stuff we talked about with IT, is IT going to converge with AV, and how's digital video working into it, and how we're going to control it. It's all coming together now. Integration companies have started to evolve.
All right, so I wanted to show that. So we can kind of get a feel for what our industry is doing, where our company is going to be going. In the next, we've started to see it some recently, but in the next year or so, there's going to be a lot of push towards everything kind of being IP based. It has been for the last couple of years, and that's kind of how our industry is going. He used a word at the end called converge, and there's a term called convergence. And typically, as an AV company, we've had our AV systems, and then we've had the IT company that have had their IT systems. And really, they were kind of two separate entities and never really intertwined with each other. So now, what they're doing is stuff is starting to converge, and we've been noticing a lot that we've been putting a lot of our equipment on people's networks, which has been good and bad. Sometimes it's bad, when we put it on, schools' networks or things, because we're, unfortunately at the mercy sometimes of their IT people, to give us access, give us support that we need. But this is the way that the industry is going, and that clients are going to want, their IT and their AV all mixing in one place and converging. So we're going to watch a couple videos today. They're short, so don't worry. But this next guy kind of explains, how they all mesh together.
Are you starting to feel like the entire world is online? These days, everything is on the network. We live our lives in the cloud, connect to our systems from anywhere, and leave it to the IT guys to manage, monitor, and maintain everything we need to keep working. And this move to the network hasn't left AV systems alone. These days, users expect to view video anywhere, control their AV systems from anywhere, and leave it to the IT guys to manage, monitor, and maintain everything they need to keep working. Sound familiar? See, in the past, there were three completely separate systems. You had your IT network, the AV control system, and the AV switching system. But with the move to online, what ended up happening was the AV control systems were placed on the IT network. The master controller had an IP address and could connect to the IT network using DHCP. The automation system controlled the AV switching system, and it could be managed by a server running special software on the IT side. Yay, we're integrating! Well, not really. You see, this was a step in the right direction, but these systems were really just interfacing, not integrating. You still had your IT network box, your AV control box, and your AV switching box. They just talked to each other now. They interfaced, but when systems integrate, they don't just talk to each other, they work together. So how do they do this? Well, what if instead of three separate systems, you had one unified solution? What if you could use your AV system to extend your IT network? Or what if you could use your IT network to extend your AV system? Either way, you could take your IT network data and carry it over the same category cable you use to distribute your AV control data and your high-definition video. A unified AV IT solution allows you to have data, control, and audio-video exactly where you need it, and manage all of your AV devices using enterprise-grade resource management software. Now, all of your systems are working together. That is AV IT integration. To learn more about how AMX can help you integrate your AV and IT, visit www.amx.com.